Check. 1, 2, check. 1, 2. What is going on, people? It is your boy Green with the Simply Green podcast for July 25th, 2019 on a Thursday here. Hey, man, I know I usually put something out, and I don't think I put something out in 2 weeks. I was supposed to put something out. I did the first episode back, and I was supposed to do something last week, and I didn't. Man, listen, some personal stuff, but we got it going. Everything's back to normal. Wow. But hey, man, everything's going good. How about you? I am actually recording this from my home for the first time in a very long time. Obviously, if you haven't been a friend of the podcast, you need to shoot yourself because you already should have known 9 times out of 10, I'm usually doing this at work most likely. But I am doing this from home. And if you probably are thinking, man, don't you got like kids and a wife and all that jazz? And I'm like, yeah, I do. But not for the next 3 days, I don't. I am wifeless. I am kidless for the next 3 days. Now, mind you, I pretty much work the rest of the days besides today. But hey, man, still going to mellow through it. It's not weird, but it's a whole lot more quieter. I got a whole lot more stuff done in the 4 hours since they've been gone than who knows. Like, and I tend to do that more when the kids and the wife are gone. I mean, it has to be an extended amount of time. It could be just 4 hours. Obviously, they're going to be gone for 3 days, so I could probably get way more stuff done than that. But I didn't have a laundry list of stuff this time. The wife has been working on a little project of her own. Took her a good bit of time to get it done, but it seems as she's happy with the project. And basically, she just wanted to take a drawer that originally was our son's and paint it and put it in our daughter's room. Simple task, but when you have an 8-year-old and a 2-year-old, sometimes things can get a little hectic, and we've been doing a little bit of traveling, so But she says she got it done. I told her this week because I knew they were going on a little family vacation to Jacksonville. Shout out to Jacksonville, Duval County. What is it? 904. I don't know. I think that's right. I got an older brother that lives in Jacksonville, so that's the only area code I know is Jacksonville. So, Miami, Florida, but what is that? 305. Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds real Trick Daddy-ish. Yeah, 305. Take it to the house. Yeah, that's what that was. Anywho, so oh man, Luke, it's crazy though, because like even though they're gone, and like I said, I gotta work. Like I've been working for probably like since they've been gone. I've been doing like outside work, and then I came inside, mopped pretty much everything, cleaned up, vacuumed, got rid of my kids' clubhouse that they turned in my 4th bedroom. They turned a part of my closet. It's a pretty sizable closet. At one point in time, I thought about making it into like a gamer's room, but I think I would literally have to clear everything out of it because originally when we moved in, it had like the things for you to put like hangers and stuff on. Those little, I don't even know how to explain them. It's like those little, the shits you put hangers on. It's like, God damn it, I don't know what they're called, but the closet came with those. And I thought about it at one point in time. I was like, oh, I can just take them out, unscrew the little hanging nail things, and boom, I got all this space. But then when I bought the actual desk that I was using, it actually fits in there. It's pretty goddamn snug, but it actually fitted in there at one point in time. And I had like tremendous room in that 4-bedroom. But I was like, man, yeah, I'm not doing this. I'm like, nah. It's honestly to the point, like if I could and I had the money to do it, I would knock down the wall, honestly. I just knock down that whole wall that goes into the closet and just knock it all down. I mean, granted, I don't know what I would put the TV and all that stuff at, but I would knock it down give me more space, I guess you would say. So, but yeah, so man, I'm telling you, dude, like having like this time, even now, like granted, I got to be to work tomorrow at 4 a.m. or 4:30 a.m. And I'm literally doing a double, so I won't get off until like 11:30. Then I got to turn around and go to back to my full time job, and I'm there for 24 hours. So that's why I said I'm really not missing anything. It's not like I'm gonna have all 3 days to myself. Fucking Summer of George, Seinfeld reference if you didn't get that. But yeah, like if that was the case, then that'd be a different story. Like if I had like all 3 days, Friday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all to myself, that would be a different story. I don't know, dude. I probably would knock down that goddamn wall if I had all 3 days to myself. Who knows? But like I said, did some outside work. Finally, kind of straightened up my garage a little bit. I actually got it to where we were able to put a car in here in the garage. My wife's car is in the garage now. Kind of did a little power washing or pressure washing. Did some cleaning pretty much, just some basic summer cleaning. Kids' rooms are clean. Downstairs is clean. Straighten up my, I ended up straightening up my closet. I got all my shoes all racked up, actually sitting side by side next to each other. Some of them are actually in the boxes that they came in, which is crazy. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. I'm actually drinking. That's the one thing I will be doing a lot of between now, tomorrow night when I get back here. I will be doing a lot of drinking. I think that goes without saying. Yeah, I'll be doing a lot of drinking. I have already my not to say it's my drink of choice. It's just what I've been drinking a lot of. I've been doing a lot of pina coladas. I've been literally taking actual pineapples and then cutting the tops off. And they got this tool. I'm pretty sure you've seen it in the store, and you probably walked by it thousands of times and was like, why would somebody buy this? I'm telling you right now, buy it. It is the truth. I bought it. Hey, look, if anybody who knows me, I tell them all the time, I buy random shit. I am what is it? Repulsive? Not repulsive. I don't know the word of it, but I buy shit on the fucking fly. Like not all the time because I barely have money anyway. But yeah, like if I'm in the store, I am a kiosk buyer. Like I will buy shit in the center aisle and for no reason. And one day I was in Walmart, I'm pretty sure it was Walmart. And I was like, oh, this is the little pineapple thing. So basically what it does, you cut the top off the pineapple, you put this thing in, and you kind of just like twist it, and pretty much it guts the inside of it, and it loops it around. So when it's good and well in there, you kind of just pull it out real quick, and you have the insides of the pineapple on the little ring. And pretty much what I do is I take that, I put it in a blender, throw some ice, throw some Malibu in there, maybe some little bit of pineapple, pina colada mix. Hey man, and you got yourself a drink. And I've been doing that for a good couple of weeks. What's so funny about it is like when we were where were we at? We were just I ain't even talking about the family trip. We'll get into that in a second. But no, we recently we went somewhere. We'll come back to that. And like I saw a dude kind of stealing my idea on the boardwalk, and I was like, man, could have been doing that. But before we get into, I usually give you guys a little sports update. Who cares right now? All right, the big stuff is over with now. LeBron, AD, Lakers, Kawhi, Paul George, Clippers. I think the biggest stuff that happened after the fact was apparently, what's his name? Paul. What's the fuck is his name? Oh God, I can't. Chris Paul. Chris Paul is apparently out of Houston. He's going to OKC, and apparently now Russell Westbrook is going to Houston with James Harden, which I don't see how that's going to work because apparently there's only one ball, and both of them boys like to shoot the ball. Look, I'm not a basketball fanatic. I know enough just to be dangerous with it. Like I could carry a conversation like I do, but I can tell you, you got somebody who pretty much went 6 months straight doing triple doubles. You know what I mean? And you got somebody, James Harden, on the other side of the spectrum, who pretty much doing the same thing on a nightly basis, getting 40, 50, a night. Now, granted, he was doing it with Paul. I keep saying Paul, but with Chris Paul on the side. But, Chris Paul is injury prone, so sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I think out of all and this is so funny now, I heard or I read something where someone said it on Twitter. Apparently, the NBA is turning into NBA jams. And for those who do not get that reference, you need to shoot yourself 2 times, okay? NBA jams at one point in time was the video game. It was before, I won't say before, but Live was still there, like NBA Live, and 2K was kind of out there. But before all that, it was NBA jams. You had your NFL side with Techno Bowl, and then Madden came out, and then Madden kind of ran with it, and Madden kind of still runs with it, but NBA jams was it. I remember, obviously, I played video games all my life. At a young age, when I started, I had the Atari, I had the Nintendo. I stayed away from Sega because it was sacrilegious to even touch a Sega controller. So I never touched Sega. I was straight Nintendo. Me and my older brother, that's all we were. We were Nintendo down. We didn't touch anything that said Sega. We didn't touch it. So when, Nintendo, then it went to Super Nintendo, then it went to 64, and then, you got where you're at now. But NBA jams came out, man, and dude, it was the 2-on-2 battle. Basically, it's just the 2 best players on the team, and you could change it up sometimes. Back in the day, you can do Magic Johnson and James Worthy, or Magic Johnson and somebody else, or Magic Johnson. It's pretty much Magic you're using. You could use James Worthy or whoever you could. You're using Magic pretty much. So Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, or Michael Jordan and Paxson, or Michael Jordan and Kerr. It was just 2 players going against another 2 players, and that was it. It was basketball, but NBA, and it was the dunks, people. You was going up in the air, pretty much touching the scoreboard and coming down. You get 3 shots in a row, you're on fire. Come on, people. I can't draw this up. That was the childhood. That was it. That was it, man. NBA jams was it. They used to do, and then on top of that, they used to have it to where you could have add, or you could have put in codes, and you could have add people. You could have add Bill Clinton at one point in time. I think you could have did P-Funk or something like that. It was weird. They went all out. You could have add pretty much anybody on NBA jams at any point in time. It was a great game, and it's funny now where we 2019 are into the 2020 basketball season. That's where we're going at now. So everybody's giving Kawhi Leonard this whole praise be because he's the one who balanced the NBA. The NBA could have been balanced a long time ago. But what it is that we're so trendy worthy to where we're always trying to follow the next team. Everybody was trying to do the super team. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm a Lakers fan, always been a Lakers fan. And yeah, we've won championships off that, but it was never 3. It was always 2. It was Kobe and Shaq. It was Kobe and Powell. That's what it was. It wasn't Kobe, Shaq, and, Paul Pierce, or, it was just 2. So it always been like that until LeBron James came around. And, LeBron James, he did his thing. He was always in the playoffs. Give him his just. He was always in the playoffs. And then all of a sudden, and I even back it before that, because even though he was in the playoffs, he was in the East. So when it came down to the West, it was still Kobe. It was still Lakers, San Antonio. San Antonio had a 3. They may not want to say it, but San Antonio had a big 3. They had David Robinson at one point in time. This was their core group. They had David Robinson, they had Tim Duncan, and they had Ginobili, and they had Parker. And then at one point in time, that's when they got Kawhi Leonard. So they had a big 3. Who else? Boston, they pretty much quoted the name or coined the phrase Big Three when that trade happened to get, well, Paul Pierce was already there, obviously, but then Kevin Garnett came along and then, Rajon Rondo. So you had a Big Three, even though I think Kevin Garnett just came there to make it the Big Three, but that was considered your Big Three if you want to. And they had Big Baby Davis. I think like Byron, another dude was there. So they had bigs. They had a core group, and they got their title. But the Lakers did beat them like twice, not back to back, but we did beat them twice. So the whole super group, or whatever you want to call it. Look, I've said this plenty of times, people. Golden State literally had a all-star West team on their starting five. They didn't bring in, like you go on, you play these video games and you go custom and you add LeBron James, or you add LeBron James, AD, Giannis. You put a team together. You take the best players from other teams and you put them into a team. Golden State did not have to do that for the past 5 years, 4 years or 5 years, whatever you want to call it. And especially when Kevin Durant came around, they didn't have to do that. They had 5 this past year before all that stuff happened with whatever. They literally had. They had Steph. They had the other guy who shoots the threes, the other light-skinned dude. They had Durant. They had Boogie Cousins. They had Iggy. Dude, they had starting, and they had Durant. They literally had an all-West starting 5 on their team every night. That's what they had. And it's like, okay, they did get beaten in the playoffs. And let's just be honest. If Kevin Durant was actually 100% and the other light-skinned dude, I cannot think of it, Klay Thompson. Yeah. If Klay Thompson did not get hurt, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. Let's just be honest, because there's no way, there's no team, I'm sorry, on a given night, maybe 1 or 2, but in a goddamn 7-game series, and not to say I don't like them. I mean, I don't like them because I'm a Lakers fan, but there's no way you're not beating them 4 times in a row. I'm sorry. With all 5 of them, Boogie, even you put all 5 of them at 100%, there's no way you're beating all 5 of them. Plain and simple. There's no way. So with Kawhi Leonard, and this is I said it from the jump. I said, he is not your normal dude. Anybody in that situation who just won a title in another country, might I add, coming off pretty much like, hey, the Spurs didn't want me. I made up this whole thing about being hurt. They were like, you know what? We're not going to let you go to L.A. No. We're going to send you to another country. He goes to another country, goes to Toronto, comes back, beats them, he gets a title. And now what? Normally, they pretty much gave him the key to the city and all that other shit. Normal person would be like, all right, man, I'll stay another year, see if we can run it back. There's nothing normal about Kawhi Leonard. And this is the thing. Like, he is not your average superstar. He is not your average athletic dude. Like, this dude is so simple. Like, he thinks outside. Like, everybody's going in one direction. He goes the other way. He goes quietly. The one thing about this whole trade, and I'm not ready, and it was a whole week until everything. Everybody's saying, like, oh, he was doing this so he can F the Lakers up, because obviously the Lakers were waiting. They were waiting in the wings. It was like, dude, if he's going to come to us, he's going to come to us. We're waiting 6 weeks or 6 days now, and all the good players in the free agency market are pretty much gone, But you kind of look at it now where, the Lakers kind of rebound after he did what he did. He was like, look, I did what I did in Toronto. I want to go back to L.A. I can now. Hey, it is what it is. It's cool. I have no problems with it. Maybe if he could have did it a little bit longer. There's a lot of other stuff he's saying. Now he's talking about how he might have thought about going with the Lakers, but it was Magic who, messed it up or whatever like that. All right. I think that's just all. That's all news grabbing headlines, pretty much. That's what I'm thinking. So, but honestly, I think this is going to probably be the best rating NBA season in a very long time. It's not going to be, I'm just going to wait until April to start watching the NBA. Honestly, I don't think like I watched most of the games this year, obviously because I could have. But even the one, I watched a good bit of NBA games this year, and then LeBron got hurt, and then I kind of was all right, cool. But look, I think it's going to be interesting. I think everybody who is a basketball fanatic, obviously going to watch regardless. But I think it's going to bring in people who just want to see this happen. You know what I mean? So good luck to them, man, and good luck to LA Clippers. And like I said, I'm gonna tell you right now, the Clippers and the Lakers will play on Christmas Day. I don't think the schedule is out yet, but you bet your sweet monkey ass that the Clippers and the Lakers are playing on Christmas Day. I think I've already said this. 3:00. It's going to be a 3:00 game because obviously, well, actually, I take that back because they're 3 hours behind us. Is it 3 hours? Yeah, 3 hours behind us. So I'm going to say that's going to be your last game of the night. So it's going to be an 8:00 game on the East, 5:00 on the West. Book it. Book it right now. Okay? That's what's going to happen. That's your basketball moment. Football, what's going on in football right now? Basically, you got 2 weeks before preseason starts. I think training camp just started for, I think, like all the teams had to report. You got some players that is on a holdout. Look, I can go back and forth and talk about teams that interesting or whatever. The one thing that's funny to me now is like someone said that the Browns are going to the Super Bowl. Listen. I understand everybody's happy about the Browns and the moves that they made. They got OBJ, and then they got the other fast dude on the side, and they got this, they got Mayfield throwing. And, listen, it takes more than a couple of draft moves or a couple people wanting to get out of this place to just start talking about Super Bowl right now. Okay? You literally can't just throw that term or throw that out there and thinking the Browns are going to go to the Super Bowl. I think they're going to make the playoffs. They got to make the playoffs. You have a good bit of talent on there. You got a quarterback who's actually going to get you the ball, other like Eli, who was just sitting in the pocket waiting to get hit. And I loved every minute of it. I loved every fucking minute of it. I'll tell you that right now. Listen, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. Anybody who knows me knows that right off bat. I've never been these people who's like, oh, I got two teams. I got one in this division. No, it's always been Dallas, nobody else. Dallas. That's it. I hate's a strong word, so I'm not going to say hate. But when people come across and they talk bad about the Cowboys, and your next question to them be like, oh, so what's your team? And they'd be like, oh, I'm a Giants fan. And I'd be like, and obviously they'll come back and be like, oh, man, we won 2 Super Bowls. All right, cool. But what'd you do before that? Listen, I have no place to talk. We haven't won a Super Bowl in the 2000s. We haven't won early 90s, obviously. And we've only started making somewhat of look, the Cowboys have talked about win, lose, or draw. It is the Monday morning topic on every top debating show every Monday morning. There will always be a segment block on the Cowboys. Win, lose, or draw. Lose 3 in a row, ratings go the same. Win 3 in a row, ratings go the same. People are going to talk about the Cowboys regardless of the fact, because you got so many people who like the Cowboys, and then you got so many people, the same amount of people who hate the Cowboys. So it's like, I'm here to see the accident, but then I'm here to see them boy prosper. So you can't help it. But the one news thing that I got today about Zeke is that apparently, Zeke wants a contract. The thing, and this is the one thing I think Jerry is just sitting back knowing, look, you got to pay the man. You simply got to pay the man. The man does what he does on the field. You got to pay the man, dude. Like, I mean, yeah, if you got to take a luxury hit, then you got to take a luxury hit. They just cut Hearns. That's the dude who had that gruesome leg injury, that Seahawks playoff game, which I was there for. Honestly, when it happened so fast. I didn't see it. Like I was watching the play. I didn't see it. They didn't even show it on that big ass screen. They didn't replay it. But man, when you heard it, you heard it. You know what I mean? You heard that thing pop. But yeah, they cut him to save money on a salary cap. They save about $5 million on a salary cap by cutting him. So they're around about 25, I think like 25,000 or something like that, or 25 million above the salary cap. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to just cut some money. They're trying to gain some money because, you know, so Ezekiel Elliott has until tomorrow to be considered. He's holding out. Now, hopefully the Joneses is getting together and getting a contract ready right now. Because the last thing you need, you have everything in place. You got your quarterback, even though he still needs to get paid. You got a top young, may I add, a top young, quote, non-diva. Amari Cooper don't talk to nobody. You know what I mean? Yeah, he has some flashes and stuff like that, like he did when he got a touchdown, but the man got the touchdown. I don't care what you do as long as you got the touchdown. You can sleep in the end zone. You can do the worm in the end zone. I don't care. As long as you get in the end zone and the man gets yardage, the man gets TDs, that's all I care about. So you have your quarterback. You have your top receiver. Hell, even Jason Witten fucking came back. He realized quickly, like, look, this broadcasting thing ain't for me, bro. It is not for me. Tony did it, and I was like, hey, listen, I'll try it out. Maybe I can do something. Nah. And listen, let's just be honest. Jason Witten was boring. I think both of those guys are boring. And they just kick Booger McFarland. They just kick him out, and he don't even have a booth. They just put him in a high chair and say, hey, just tell us what you see from over there. You know what I mean? And I can't stand it when they show that dude's finger. I can't. But Booger McFarland's finger, dude, and I guess that's his pinky. Like, I get it. It probably happened because he played, obviously he played football, I guess, and it's like real jacked up. But I'm like, dude, you tell them boy to just don't shoot. Like, keep your hand in your pocket, man. That shit irks me, man. Like, oh my God, just seeing that wild finger, pinky, just whatever, just out there. I don't know if it's his pinky or if it's his index finger, whichever one, man. But dude, you gotta go with that shit, man. That shit is fucking disgusting, man. But like I said, man, you got your quarterback, you got your wide receiver, you got your tight end back. Your defense is top notch. Your offense has always been top notch. You even got Travis Frederick back from a year off. Dude, this is the year. This is the year. Like, if Brady goes, and obviously Brady's in the AFC, and I'm not trying to wish bad on people, but if Brady goes down, okay, if Brady goes down, that is a clear cut to the Super Bowl. Now, people are going to say Wentz, and let me tell you, Philly is going to be so pissed off they let Foles go. Like, they could have, and that's the thing. I think Foles wanted his money. Foles earned his money. After he fucking bailed them boys out and damn near did it again last fucking year, he earned his money. And, I mean, the man, it is what it is. It's like, oh, well, once he gets on a team of his own, then he's going to just shit the bed. Probably. But at least he got his money. You know what I mean? So, hey, that's the Jaguars' problem now. So, but yeah, Ezekiel Elliott has until tomorrow. He did not show up on the plane today when they went for training camp in Oxnard. And chances are he probably won't show up. The man said, like, last week, he's like, dude, I'm about to get on a plane and go out the country. He's like, I'll still work out. I'll still be in tip-top shape. But until y'all boys sign me or y'all give me the bag, bro, I'm not coming back. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him, man, because the thing about it is, like, the man's done work. Let's just be honest. Now, I'm not gonna lie. He's got shit on the side. What? Especially in Dallas, what player don't? Dak really don't have anything. He did all this shit in college for the most part, but since he's been on the Cowboys and he's been that quarterback, he hasn't really given them any problems. Yeah, him and Zeke went out a couple times, and they've been, but they're young. They're young, about to be millionaires. I think Zeke's already a millionaire because he was 4th-round draft pick, so he got the millionaire bag. But I'm like, Dak is making $700,000 this year. because he was a 4th-round pick, so he don't get the bag. And I'm not trying to count anybody's money, but Zeke still got, what, 2 years? Or is it another year on his contract? I can't remember. Now, look, I'm not counting nobody's money. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm like, if Dak can come and get on that plane, you should be able to get on that plane as well. Now, what I would do is I'm going to training camp. I'm going to go there. I'm going to soak up. I'm going to get all this stuff. I'm not going to push myself. I'm not pushing myself. I can tell you that shit. But I'm there just to show solidarity with your brethren and be like, look, I'm here for y'all. But when game day arrives, unless I get that paper bag, I'm not showing up. And that's what you should do, you know? But that's neither here nor there. So that's football, that's basketball. I don't watch baseball. If you don't know that by now, you should shoot yourself twice. You know, that's pretty much it, man. Listen, I haven't even talked about this, and I should have already done it. Listen, there is a show that I am watching. I've been watching it. I watched it since it started. It's the 2nd season of it starting now. Listen, the show is called Pose. It's a little different from my repertoire. Probably would be shocked to hear that I'm watching it. My wife actually put me on to the show. I heard about it before she put me on it, and I knew what I was getting into when I knew I was watching it. All right, so the show is about New York City back in like the 80s when transgender, you know, obviously I'm not saying like it just started in the 80s, but, you know, transgender was kind of like up and coming. You had a lot of, you know, I don't even know how to put it out there, but basically you had like the balls and stuff like that. They had all these competitions and stuff like that. And pretty much the show advocates the balls and shows how it brought them together and, you know, and how it deals with the outside world and how they're pretty much looked down on. And obviously with AIDS being in the epidemic, how it was back there in the 80s and whatnot. And listen, I watched first season and, you know, I was kind of skeptical about it. But like I said, I watched it. I was like, all right, cool. Good show. And the 2nd season, I was kind of hyped for it. I told my wife about it. I was like, hey, you know, 2nd season's coming, blah, blah, blah. Watched every episode so far this season. I have not watched this past Tuesday's episode, which I probably will do as soon as I finish this. I damn well will. But 2 weeks ago, man, they had an episode where one of the characters died. And I'm not going to lie. And the thing about this show is this. It makes you, as a man, it makes you think for a second. Because the thing about these characters or these actors that are on there, they are transgender. They were men and then they transitioned into females. But I'm not gonna lie, and listen to what I say when I say this. I got nothing but straightness in this body that runs out. I am all for women. I love women. I'm married to a woman. That's all you're going to get out of me. All right. Like my man said, and what's his name? In Tropic Thunder. Oh God, what is his name? I can't think of it. But my man was like, I love the pussy. Okay. What was his name? Oh God, it's really going to play me until I get it. I got to pause it because I got to get this name. Al Pacino, that was his name. Brandon T. Jackson is the guy who played the character. But yeah, that was his one liner. Is like, I love the pussy, pretty much. But listen, let me tell you. So Pose, listen. The reason why I say that is because there are some actors on that show. My favorite actor is probably Pray Tell, pretty much, because Pray Tell is the guy who does all the shows. He's the host. You know, he's very prolific in his beliefs, which he should be. And it's to the point where a lot of the characters, you know, circle around him, especially, you know, when he found out that he has AIDS. He found out last season. him and one of the other actors close with him, they both found out they had AIDS around the same time. So this season pretty much focuses on them taking treatment by like pills and stuff like that. And I haven't watched this recent episode. Apparently, my wife tells me something happens with Pray Tell. I'm like, look, I can't take another person dying. Because to go back to what I was saying last week, another character that died, this chick named Candy. And I'm not gonna lie, that episode and the way they send her off, and when she had her little go-to moment, that one got me. I ain't gonna lie, it got to me because she was able to sing at the end. I'm not to say I was bawling, crying, or nothing like that, but yeah, that one got to me. I will say that one got to me. So it is an outstanding show. I never thought I'd be watching it, but not to say like I'm all against it, but no, it's a good show. Listen, it's a lot of drama on it, and what I was trying to make a point about earlier, man, is like they got like characters on here, man, that really makes you think like, dude, is this a female or a dude? Like, why am I looking at Angel like this so much? And it's like, that's a dude, right? And I'm like, okay, but it's a dude who really, really pulling off this girl outfit. Can I say that for the moment? There's another light-skinned chick, Lula. I think that was Candy's, road. I won't say best friends, but they kind of they did their own house together. That's another thing that they all do. They have these things called houses, where the mother of the house is the head person, and they got the children and all that other stuff. It's a good show. You definitely should watch it. Now that I don't have really any other shows to watch, because Game of Thrones is gone now. I really don't have anything else to watch. I guess I'll pick up on Watchmen when it comes out or whatever. But Pose has been, holding it down on Tuesday night. Sometimes I catch it, sometimes I don't. I catch it when I can, put it like that. So definitely watch Pose. It's a good show. All right. So in this week of what did I do this week? I took the family out. If you can barely hear me, it's because I'm moving. So this week, or last week rather, we try to do our oh god, sorry about that. Trying to make sure my drink don't fall. But yeah, so anyway, every summer, or what we've been trying to do every summer, obviously, been trying to take a quick family trip before the summer ends, and the wife probably listen. When you have kids costs, and I try to take my family out on at least something, to do something. We've been to Philadelphia, little, quick trips to Atlanta. I had a plan to do something with the family. We were going to take a trip to MSP. There's a Great Wolf Lodge, like right down from the what's the shit called? Down from the airport, not too far from the airport. It would have been an easy trip. And who's to say we won't do it? Who's to say we won't do it? But, for the past couple of months or years, since obviously since I've had kids, we found ourselves going to Myrtle Beach. Now listen, I've been going to Myrtle Beach for years. Even when I was old enough to start going to Black Biker Week, I've always been going to Myrtle Beach. I love going to Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach, my old man used to take me to Myrtle Beach. One day, my old man literally took me from Charleston. Now, Myrtle Beach from home to Charleston, or from home to Myrtle Beach, is about, like an hour and a half, give or take. So it's an easy trip. You can take it, you can take it early, come back that night. My old man took me one time. They got this like amusement park called Family Kingdom. We went there, me, him, and his wife at the time. We went there, had a nice little family outing, came back. Very memorable. I can't remember if my dad got on a ride with me or not. I can't remember anything but the arcade. That's the only thing I can really remember. So fast forward to now, being a father of two, obviously I realized that my kids want to do something. I'm not stupid. It's the summer. They've been cooped up in the house. They can only do so much. Outside, going in the backyard, can only do so much. So I told my wife, I was like, all right, well, we'll do something around, what was it? what was that? Was 17? Yeah. So like last week, we ended up going to Myrtle Beach. Quick 2 day trip. Got the plug on some hotel rooms. Appreciate that, Dre. You know, Devon Dre be hooking me up with these hotel rooms. Appreciate it through Marriott. Um, but no, man, it was it was a nice hotel room. Got it for the low, got it for the cheap. Ended up getting these family four tickets to this water park. I mean, the kids had a great time. You know, shit. I think everybody had a good time. You know, so my son's 8 years old, and it's not to the point where I'm not saying that he doesn't appreciate stuff. I get it. He's 8 years old. He appreciates anything and nothing at the same time. Like as soon as you do the one thing that you just gave him, you're like, here you go, son. Oh, I like this. And then it's like on to the next thing. I understand that. So all through the time we were gone, my wife came up with this idea. She wanted to go to medieval times. The only thing I know about medieval times is through the Cable Guy movie with Jim Carrey, and he took Matthew Broderick to it, and it seemed pretty fun. I got a friend, Devin, shout out to him. He told me about it. He said he had a great time. I was like, all right, cool. So I decided to look it up, see what goes on at these things. Obviously, they feed you. It's like a show, like 2 hours or something like that. All right, cool. Now, my son, for the most part, will probably sit down through this whole thing because he's into probably stuff like that. My daughter, on the other hand, probably not. Give her a phone, let her watch Morphle. It is what it is. She's done. Zombie mode. So I told my wife, I said, look, this trip is coming at the wrong time. And I understand you want to do something, but I'm just letting you know, this one is going to hurt. So I scrounge up, I work a couple weeks, a couple days prior to, I make sure the money, it looks at least okay. So we went on this trip, we had a good time. My son wanted to do medieval times. I look up medieval times before we left. Medieval times for 4 people in the basic package is just the show and dinner. You don't get any of the perks, just the show and dinner. That pretty much came up to about 200 and some change. And I'm like, fuck no, that's not happening. Like, we couldn't do it if we wanted to, but I still wouldn't do it if I had the money. Because I think that's just too fucking much, man. It was a lot. Like, it was a lot, man. So it was a lot. Sorry, I had to see something. So it was a lot. And so we didn't do it. So we ended up going back, or we ended up doing what we were doing, whatever. So there's this other place. Now where the hotel was, it was down there on the other end of the strip, down there by like House of Blues and the Opera Place and all that stuff. So they got this thing called the Pirates Voyage, which is kind of like the same thing, but it has pirates and water. So and they got the billboards all over the place. It's like, if you don't see it at this intersection, you're going to see it at the next one. So here we go. My son, he sees it, and that's all he's asking. He's asking about it. He's like, are we going to go? When are we going to go? I saw it. I got the little pamphlet because at the hotel, the little brochures that you see when you check in. He gets a couple of those. So he's on it. He's like, we watching this, right? We doing this, right? And I'm like, I'm telling my wife, I'm like, just tell him that we're not doing it, then he will stop asking. But it's like she's so afraid to not to break the news to him, but maybe it's because it makes us look bad or it makes her look bad. I'm like, it's making you look worse if you don't tell him, because he's still going to be thinking like, okay, if it don't happen this hour, then it's going to happen the next hour. And I find myself all the time having to be the bad guy most times in situations. Like, I don't mind telling my son, like, look, we're not going. We'll plan it for another time, but we're just not going this time. And if he wants to go in depth about it more, then we can. I don't mind having that conversation with an 8-year-old. You know what I mean? I think my son is what just happened. I think my son, my son's very smart. He's very, he's into a lot of stuff. He's, obviously on the YouTube. He's telling me now, he's like, how like some commercials, they have like the hamburger. Don't you know that's all like stage and they spray like polish on the hamburger bun to make it shiny and they put a toothpick on there so it doesn't fall and all this stuff he's getting from YouTube. And then now it's to the point where he's telling me he's like, I shouldn't eat this because it has salt in it and you'll have diabetes and you'll get something cut off down the line. And I'm like, dude, okay, cool, but I'm still going to eat these stuff. You know, I mean, I'm 36 years old. I appreciate you trying to look out for me. I appreciate that. But the occupation I have is probably going to get me first before these fries do. And that's another thing. Talking about fries, like, you know, a couple weeks ago, he's telling me he's off fries now. He's like, Dad, I don't do fries anymore. And I'm like all together, like, or just like Burger King fries, because nobody likes Burger King fries. And he's like, no, like I just don't do fries anymore. So I'll do like maybe like, you know, I'll do like fruit. And I'm like, okay, I mean, that's cool. That's fine. I love that. I love the fact that my son is conscience, I can't even say the word, about himself to the point where he's like, you know, I'm not going to eat this bad stuff. At 8 years old, I don't have a problem with that. You know what I mean? I don't. Not at all. But 36 years old and I'm your dad, so I'm going to eat what the fuck I want, pretty much. And that's how I feel about the situation. So I don't mind having that conversation with my son to tell him, like, look, we're not going to do this voyage thing, or we're not going to do whatever you want to do. You're on vacation. Be appreciative of what you just got. You got 2 days of fun in Myrtle Beach. Granted, we didn't touch the beach, but you went to this park. You've been in this hotel. You went to this pool. Be happy with that. You know what I mean? And then not even before we're on the ride back home, and not even before we even touch the doorknob to the house, my son is like, so why don't we go to Great Wolf Lodge? And I'm like, motherfucker. Like, are you serious? And like, it's just, and that's what I'm saying. It's an 8-year-old mind. You have to understand. Sometimes I have to go back and think, he's only had this mind for 8 years. So you kind of got to give him a little leadway. You know, like everything is kind of new to him. He's only been around for like 8 years. You kind of got to give him a little leeway, you know? So it's always to the point where I'm like, all right, let me explain this to you. And it's always, that's what sometimes I have to do because I have to remember who I'm talking to sometimes. But even when I have this conversation with my wife and I'm like, did you not understand what I just said? And it's like, now I know what it means to be married. Anywho, oh man, what else is going on? So in the next couple of weeks, I have to go to a conference. I have to go to a fire conference for I have to go to a fire conference. Just put it like that. It's a 3-day fire conference, and you know, I'm like, all right, cool. You know, obviously, it's to make me to better further my career in my department. So I'm gonna go. It's in Wisconsin. I cannot, for some reason, I cannot say that fucking state. Wisconsin, not West, but Wisconsin, where they make fucking cheese, pretty much. So that's where I'm going. I'm going there. Where am I going? It's like the second. It's like the 15th through the 17th or the 15th through the 18th, whatever. It's like Thursday to Saturday, whatever. So yeah, I'll be doing that for 3 days, learning about stuff. You know, that'd be pretty cool, I guess. Haven't been to Wisconsin. And I did it again. Wisconsin. Haven't been there before. But you know, we'll see what happens. 3-day trip. School is coming back in, people. I know a lot of parents are happy, a lot of teachers aren't. Walmart is on their ass with the fucking school supplies already. Walmart is the telltale sign that tells you, hey, school is back, motherfucker. And it's like you go in there to go get groceries, and as soon as those double doors swing open and you see that fucking school bus kiosk with all the fucking shit on it, and you're like, God damn. And I know, like, my wife's a teacher, so I get this all the time. And it's like, that's the sign. Like, you know it's coming. Like, it's coming. So I think school for my kid is the 19th. And I think my wife goes back like a week before that. So But they are doing their family thing right now for the next 3 days. I am going to be home alone for the next 3 days, um, chilling, and I'm going to enjoy every minute of it. Obviously, I'm going to be working for the next 2 days of it, but trust me, I'm going to enjoy every minute of it. My friend, like his wife, goes away with the kids. Not to say that my wife doesn't have nowhere to go, but I keep telling her, I'm like, you have the benefits to go wherever. Now, granted, I know it takes money and all this and that, but I'm like, it doesn't cost that much. Like, I can put you in a hotel for the cheap, cheap. Well, I can, but I'm like, go somewhere, man. Like, I mean, I guess once my kids get older, especially with my daughter, I get like 2 more years, it'd be good because you don't have to really carry anything after they turn like 5. So like she can pretty much do her own thing. So like my son, he's on his own. You give him his luggage, he's good. But carrying like a 3-year-old, man, like you got to carry the car seat, and then you got to carry the contraption that holds the car seat, and it's like, fuck, why in the fuck am I doing this? Why did I ever leave my house? You know. But hey, other than that, man, that's pretty much it, man. Like it's been a crazy 2 weeks. Um, it's probably gonna be another crazy 2 weeks. It's probably August is gonna be crazy when schools start back in. Got to get back in the swing of things. I can't wait until my little girl starts going to school. I honestly I cannot wait. How old do you have to be to like preschool or kindergarten, whatever the fuck? Like I can't wait until because my God, I'm tired of fucking driving. Like I gotta wake up, like I gotta be up at like 5:30 to get her up, and then leave the house by at least 6:30, at the latest 6:30, to take her to my wife's mom's house, who watches her during the school year. That itself is going to be great. It's going to be really great. Um, my wife is freaking out about it because she's talking about, well, now I'm going to have to leave early. And now I'm thinking about just maybe taking her there like the night before. And I was like, man, listen, you do whatever you need to do to coax yourself into thinking it's not that bad. It's like an extra 5 to 10 minutes. Like I get it. You're going like 2 miles extra than what you would already be doing. It's not that bad. The Dude, from the school to her mom's old house to where her mom is moving in, it's literally a 5 mile turnaround. That's really all it is. It's not that bad. But leave it to her, and you'll think you're going from, fucking Somerville to Mount Pleasant or some shit like that. So, um, you know, it is what it is. My wife says I say that way too much. I kind of catch myself saying it more and more now, but excuse me. But hey, man, it is surely appreciative of you taking the time out to listen to the Green. I almost said it again. I've been pretty good with not saying Green Tea Podcast, but the Simply Green Podcast people have been brought to you by listen to the Simply Green Podcast. Okay, listen, we in our second season now. I'm gonna try to keep putting these things out, man. I mean, there's been some times where I thought about it. I was like, man, maybe I should stop, but I like doing it. I like doing it, man. I like recording it. Hopefully people like it more. And, you know, I like doing it. So not looking for any kind of like popularity off of it. No, like, it's just me rambling for like, 45, 50 minutes to an hour. So just giving you a outlet of my life and the friends and the people around me for the most part. So that's all it is. But hey, appreciate you taking the time listening, man. You can catch this on the website, www.thesimplygreenpodcast.com. You can catch me on Spotify. You can catch me on iTunes, Google Music. I think, is that all of it? iTunes. We're on the Facebook. Just one word, Simply Green Podcast. We are there. We are everywhere, people. like I said, man, appreciate you taking the time listening, man. And hey, man, catch me next week. Tell a friend you listen to it. Tell your friend to listen to it. Have that friend tell somebody to listen to it. We all listen to it. And hey, man, appreciate you taking the time. And I'm out.